A very good evening to our viewers, partners, and to our guest of honor. We at Her World feel honored to curate a special conversation between our founder, Ms. Rakhi Bakshi, and His Excellency, the German Ambassador to India, Sir Walter J. Lindner. As this day marks 30 years of German unity, we bring in a diplomat of great repute, a musician, and a music producer. This is a very important day as historically the former German Democratic Republic united with the Federal Republic of Germany, a culmination of the Unification Treaty. For us in India, it is a fellow nation's celebration of unity, solidarity, and amity that strikes a chord with us. In cementing Indo-German relations, it is our pleasure and honor to welcome Sir Lindner. Ms. Rakhi Bakshi is the founder, managing editor and director of Her World, a leading web portal that believes in empowering with information on sustainability, gender equality and other social issues, creating allies along the way. She is a veteran media professional, the former media advisor to the Lok Sabha Speaker, and a role model for girls and women all over the world. Our partners are the Honor of Women and the Policy Center and Gender Lab of Miranda House. I now welcome our speaker for the day and invite Ms. Rakhi Bakshi to kindly lead the discussion.
Hi, thank you so much. I think it's a great privilege and a day of honor for me personally that I'm talking today to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and well-wishers, on behalf of Her World, I welcome you. And of course, I'm grateful to Miranda House Policy Center and Gender Lab, also our partner Honor of Women, for always supporting us and giving us the shoulder that we need to take up the cause of gender equity and social development ahead. This is our endeavor and we keep doing that and the journey still continues. Today, of course, marks a very special day as we talk about Germany's glorious history. Of course, as Germany and India come together, and there is, as Anushka also described, there is such a warm relationship between the two countries. But the day of unity, which is so important and a very historic day for Germany, we are celebrating that along with the nation. We feel very happy in saying that the state head, of course, also happens to be a lady, and under her guidance, I think the world over, women and girls feel very encouraged to choose their path and their journey. Today, of course, we will be bringing you a very special music video which celebrates the whole idea of hope, optimism, love, and humanity. And this idea has been, in a way conceptualized, produced by, as described already, by His Excellency Sir Walter J. Lindner, who is Germany's ambassador to India. I had the privilege of talking to him also exclusively on range of issues also, but the music, which you're really going to see right now, the music is special because it brings that harmony between the cultures of two countries, as you would see in the video. Also, Scorpion, which is a world famous music platform, has come and has lent their shoulder to this whole music video. So what a great creative combination energy that this whole episode of Her World Talk Show is bringing to you, a very interesting and engaging conversation with Sir Lindner, and also this music video that we are going to present to you. The music, as His Excellency Lindner says, is a music of hope, love, and optimism. So we are presenting you that special video, and you will see glimpses of that creative synergy, which will flow throughout this video. And of course, listen in also to the conversation that I had with Sir Lindner. Thank you so much for joining in. Enjoy the conversation, enjoy the music, and enjoy this warm rapport that the two countries have, and the idea that it is trying to really take ahead in future as well. So I, Rakhi Bakshi, give it to you this opportunity to enjoy for some time. And of course, at the end, I'm coming again. Mr. Lindner also talked about how he and the nation believes in gender equity and the idea of the inclusivity. And that's where we feel very encouraged at this platform of Her World. So thank you once again. Enjoy yourself.
Dear fellow Germans, my good friends in India and around the globe. 3rd of October is a very important date for every German. On that day, 30 years ago, the German reunification became official. 40 years of separation came to an end, the Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War came to an end. So it was a very remarkable historic day. Now, how to celebrate this in conditions of Corona? very difficult. But we wanted to share this joy with our Indian friends, the strategic partners and our good friends in India. How do we do this? Setting up another webinar or another digital discussion and workshop? I don't think so. We wanted to come up with something innovative. Well, it's a surprise, you might say. Well, but before we come to that, let me convey all my best wishes to His Excellency the President of India and to all Indian citizens out there. Good health, prosperity and peace. Now, what's the surprise? Why don't we ask someone who has been there 30 years ago at this big event on the Brandenburg Gate? Not only he was there, but he was in the middle of the stage because he was performing there as a member of the German rock band Scorpions. And he's the front man and he's the lead singer of the Scorpions, Klaus Meine.
Hi, this is Klaus Meine of the Scorpions. On October 3rd, Germany celebrates the 30th anniversary of the historical reunification. Walter Lindner, the German ambassador in India, and also a very talented musician, recorded an Indian version of Wind of Change together with many wonderful Indian artists in order to celebrate this very special event together. Today we're building bridges across borders and cultures for a better and more peaceful world. This is Wind of Change.
Squad down to Gorky Park, listening to the wind of change. An August summer night, soldiers passing by, listening to the wind of change. Is closing in, and did you ever think that we could be so close like brothers? The future's in the air, can feel it everywhere, blowing in the wind of change.
wasn't that wonderful, wonderful, and just out of the world? What a musical treat that it has been for all of us. And I hope that you all have enjoyed. As you could see, the musical genius that Sir Walter Lindner is, and his music, his genius is reflected through this video, Winds of Change. And I think we're really, really going to remember the whole essence, not only today, but for many years to come. And we can only say thank you for presenting this visual creative treat to us, which also talks about harmony, which talks about hope, which talks about optimism. Now I present to you this conversation that I had with the German ambassador to India, Sir Walter J. Lindner. And it was here in Delhi that I talked to him. He talks about range of issues, talking about music, which is actually the whole essence of his personality, and something which he really enjoys, and we enjoy music through his work as well. So I talked to him about the music. I talked to him about how India and Germany are coming together on issues of mutual interest. And I talked to him about the kind of journey that Germany is looking at. So please enjoy this conversation and this interview.
Hi, I'm Rakhi Bakshi here, and on behalf of Her World, I bring you something very unique today. We talk about India and Germany relations, and warm one. Today, we have a very special guest with us who will be talking to us on how India and Germany are moving forward. There's also a great chance to celebrate Germany very soon in the coming days, and that's what we are looking at. So we have His Excellency Walter J. Lindner with us, who will be talking to us about how India and Germany are looking at each other and how Germany is celebrating its great history. Very soon, sir, you will be celebrating Germany in all its might and all its power. And what a beautiful journey it has been of a nation. So talk about that.
First of all, Rakichi, it's good to be on your show, Her World. First time for me, so I hope I can come back again. Yeah, it's indeed our 30th anniversary of our National Day, Reunification Day. We were 40 years separated after Second World War, and then the Berlin Wall came down and the Cold War came to an end, and we had a reunified Germany. And this is the celebration day on the 3rd of October. And we would do it worldwide in a way, like in the embassy, I would have a huge party here, but we can't do it. So in a digital time with Corona, we have to do it in another way, but we talk about this later, I guess.
One thing which really stands out, and I must say, and I think a lot of people must have been asking you, is the kind of music you personally bring about. And music here, I would also say, holistically connotes the kind of beauty, peace, harmony that the world should believe in and the world is looking at. How would you really relate that? I mean, you know, as a diplomat, but also as a musician, and also this whole idea of music that you bring about, you know, in the journey of celebrating a nation's history. How would you really look at that?
First of all, I think, of course, I'm a diplomat, I'm an ambassador, that's true. But I'm also a lawyer, that's also true. But I'm a musician. For my heart, that's where my heart is. So once you're an artist, you're always an artist. So it's inside you and the whole life. You know, a world without music, for me, would not be a real good world. It would be gray, no colors. So it is very important for your spiritual well-being, but also for your well-being as such. It adds something very special. Now, wherever I am posted, I try to include influences from this region. Like here in India, of course, Indian music, but before that in South Africa or in Latin America, salsa and so on. So this is it adds to the richness. I was very seldom just limited to one, let's say, jazz or rock or something. I loved classical music. I love every kind of good music. It adds something to the kaleidoscope of music. And I thought, being a diplomat here in India and trying to celebrate 30 years of German reunification, being a musician, I should come with something musical. We kept it a secret until, you know, the 3rd of October. But at some point I have to reveal it, maybe here in the program.
Thank you so much. So looking at some of the interesting points that both the countries, India and Germany, are looking at, I would also say that education is a very key factor. And when we talk about education in India, of course, we are looking at, not only increasing our literacy rate, but also education at a higher level. And that's where we are also looking at Germany. So how would you look at this kind of collaboration and participation as both the countries are concerned?
You're right. Many things start with education, almost everything. So the children are in the future. If we do invest in them, we invest in the future of all of us. So that's very important. Now, of course, basic education is important, but also then the high education, as you said. And if you go to places in India where you have a very high education rate, and you have IT specialists and artificial intelligence, and people come here to recruit Indian brains because they are so excellent. The other day I was also in Bangalore, and there you have, I don't know, 40 institutions of engineering. And so no wonder that Siemens and BMW and others come there and produce there, because there you have the brains. And we have in Germany more than 20,000 students, Indian students, that do all very well, switched on and very competitive. So I think we can do even more, but we have already 20,000, which is much more than any other European country has. Even the UK, more students, Indian students, study in Germany than in the UK.
Is there any other plan that you're looking at in terms of increasing our relationship as far as educational programs are concerned?
Yeah, it's always good to do more there. I mean, 20,000 is already something. We do more. We have a special offices here for encouraging people to those who want to do their PhD or their doctor, master's, whatever, in Germany. So we have to see what we can do there. But I think it's an investment in future. And when Ms. Merkel was here, our chancellor, on the last November, on our government consultations, we also agreed to do more to expand our cooperation in science, but also in education, higher education.
We'll come to gender equality, which is something that India, of course, is really looking at. We are looking at gender equality. In India, of course, we are very keen to really increase levels of understanding at many levels, actually. We are striving to work towards that. We still have challenges, and we are facing with that. We just recently had an incident which has shaken our nation, a young girl that we've lost. How would you look at women empowerment, gender equality, which is very, very critical and important today, not only when we talk about two countries, but generally?
I mean, when you travel around the globe, you see that there's a lot to do still. There are countries in which situation for women is better already, where there's more participation, political, economical, in other sectors. In other countries, it's very difficult. There you have cultural differences, so which impedes this. I think this is not justifiable. You have more than 50% of the world population are female. So you can't exclude them. You have to give them their same place as men. 50-50 is what we are striving for, be it in parties, be it in governments, be it in parliaments, in other sectors, in the CEO sectors. If you go to the CEOs, this is maybe 10%, 15% are women, and the rest are men. So this is much too much a male-dominated world. Things would be different maybe if we would have more female leaders in the world. We do have a few. By chance we have one in Germany, but that's not why I'm saying it. But I guess the world would be a different place if we would have many more female leaders. And I have heard, of course, the terrible rape case. This is just disgusting, and I don't want to go into the details. I just hope that those who did this get their harsh punishment according to the law, because this is, everyone should be on the street and should say this is enough. We can't do that.
Very true, and we are all actually looking at how the culprits actually should be punished and judgment should be there. Justice is something that we're looking at. Talking about cultural relations between the two countries, we have a great legacy, I think, there, whether it's language, literature, cultural institutions. I think we are every moment we are inching towards, looking at each other's cooperation. How would you really look at that? Sanskrit is something, of course, is the first thing that comes to mind. We are having centers in both the countries, cultural centers. Is there anything new that you're looking at?
First, I think it's important to see that there's a huge inclination from German side towards Indian culture. You mentioned rightly the Sanskrit. There were so many linguists which have done, you know, the grammars of, let's say, Kannada. The grammar for Kannada was done by a German Sanskrit scientist. And so there's by people from the last century, so this is already from there, but you know, even nowadays, people associate with India a place of spirituality, then Ayurveda, yoga, and a lot of things which are beyond just the Western perception and horizon. Something extraordinary, something special, something which goes more into the divine existence of a person, the soul, and the things which are important in the world after death, before death, explanations, what do we do on this planet, these kind of things, I think that's what India is famous for. So cultural exchange is a big thing, because we, of course, appreciate very much Indian music, Indian sculptures, Indian art, Indian architecture, and you know, this kind of thing. But vice versa also, a lot of Indians coming to Germany and to Europe to see, of course, what sort of culture we have to offer. So the exchange, be it tourism, be it in the art sector, is growing and growing. And cinema also, we just have an Indian week in Germany right now, Indian Cinema Week, and they participate in the Berlin Berlinale and in the Venezia Berlinale. So there's a lot of things, but of course we can do more. Me being an artist, of course, I want to even do more. And I try to do more, but you know, during Corona, it's not so easy to bring in artists or to send artists. You know, we have to be innovative.
Also, India right now is looking at alternate medicine. What we call yoga is something that we are focusing at. Ayurveda is something we're focusing at. So we're basically looking at those basic medicinal values that these yoga and Ayurveda brought. How would you look at even, looking at those sectors?
Yeah, as I say, if you ask people in Germany, what do you associate with India? And many would say yoga and Ayurveda, because that's what they know, and they come to Kerala and they come to all these places and they participate there. And when I told my people at home, I went to a ministry, the only ministry in the world, which is a yoga ministry or Ayurveda ministry, which you have here. They couldn't believe it, a whole ministry just for alternative medicine. But this is the kind of an overall approach you do to mankind. It's not only the thing you see, material things, the body. It's the ghost, the soul. It's the aura, and it's all this. I think this gives a lot of extra to considering a human being. You know, for example, when I have CEOs from big companies here, and they come to me and they come with a tikka in the morning, and then instead of talking about numbers, sales numbers and whatever, we talk about, okay, so he has his puja this morning. So what deity is he admiring, praying to, and where do we come from? Where do we go after death? Is death the last thing in the world? So we talk first 20 minutes about this, and then we come to the tough business or whatever. But this is equally important because it's in us. So
you're basically talking about spirituality and the kind of intellectual, aura that we should have. Talking about some of the social programs and projects, how are the two countries looking at each other, India and Germany? There seems to be more cooperation. There are many projects which are looking socially at things. How would you talk about that?
For us, it's India is a very intense place. In one thing, it's and all the positive things. It's totally intense. The colors, the people, the landscape. Everything is just mind blowing. On the other side, it's also intense what you have as challenges, which is the noise, the pollution, and also poverty. So whatever we do in programs, we also try always to keep in mind those people who have much less than others. For example, now with the COVID, we not only brought masks and respiration apparatus, machines, but we also did a lot for helping to feed the people, those who were closed down, to feed them, but also to help those who are migrant workers. Because the poorest of the poor have to be also supported, and or social security for those and health security, insurances, and these kind of things. We are working with the government together to see what we can do for these kind of people.
That's very nice. And science, technology, I mean, technologically, we have a lot of cooperation. In terms of trade, we have, of course, a very dynamic, atmosphere there. How would you look at that being the focus also?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of things which India maybe wants or is aspiring to. It's the technology, engineers, and this kind of machinery. And India has a lot of things which we don't have that much. The number of well-trained people, engineers, for example. So this is where we can find a lot of common ground, and that's what we do. That's, as I said, if you go to Pune or if you go to Bangalore and other places, you find so many switched-on young people who eagerly also want a good job in a futuristic environment where you do the artificial intelligence things and develop, tools and things which are way in the future. And so we do a lot, so that there's a lot of common interests, and this is where our general consulates there, but also we here try to do more to bring those people together.
Okay. So how much of India, its music and its language have you learned, His Excellency? Have you learned a little Hindi?
मेरी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी नहीं है, दिन पर दिन कुछ नया सीख रहा हूँ. एक दिन मेरी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी होगी.
Oh, thank you.
I don't speak Bihari. I don't really speak Bihari. Next time maybe I should prepare something in Bihari.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much. And anything else, any message that you'd like to give as Germany, of course, celebrates its history majestically, and of course, India. So any message there?
Well, we have prepared a song which is very dear to me because it has a message to every one of us. It's a ray of hope. When you see the numbers of wars around the globe, the depression of the, people have to stay home with the COVID and the pollution. And so sometimes you get up in the morning and say, okay, my gosh, where do I get hope from? Listen to 7 minutes of this song and you see the children, and this gives you a little hope. Things can change in the world. You just have to want to change it. And so this is, I guess, a message which is good for us, which is good for India and around the globe.
Thank you so very much for all these thoughts that you shared with us on Her World platform. And all these interesting insights coming from His Excellency, Mr. Lindner was adding only to what we believe in. We believe in peace, harmony, and an atmosphere which believes in equity. So thank you so much for watching this very special interview with us, and we'll bring you more perspectives and more personalities in future. Thank you once again.
So that was the rest of the interviews part, which was played. Once again, I'm glad. And we will bring you these interviews once again on the platform, various other social media platforms as well. And keep watching, as I said, for more such interviews, more such insights and perspectives on Her World. Her World strives to bring you fresh ideas with a fresh perspective and fresh format as well. And each time we are curating new shows for you with different themes. We're looking at different sectors. We're looking at gender issues very intensely. And today I can share also with you that while we are talking here to you in the show, our heart really goes out to this young girl who lost her life in Hathras as she was raped and killed brutally. We are still looking at justice, and we will keep looking at justice, and we'll keep looking at different ways to tell everyone that nothing less than what is just and what is right is for us, is for the entire universe. Thank you so much once again.
So, sir, first we would like to have your thoughts on gender equality, how women should come up, and how our platform, Her World, is also trying to do a lot on that front.
I think we have to do much more. In every country of the world, there are only a few countries where you have a 50-50 participation in parliaments and in governments. So I think this has to be much better. In Germany, we have like 35% in the parliament. We have to do much better. 50% or more than 50% of the world population are women. And look how many are in CEO positions, how many are in parliaments and governors. We have to do much more there because the brains and we can't afford not to have 50-50.
Yeah. And any wishes to Her World?
wishes to?
Her World, that's our platform.
To her. Yes, that next time we discuss about that in India and in other places of the world you are approaching the 50% march.
So also a message from the ambassador, and we'll keep only thanking his contribution, his deep engagement towards creativity and social issues. And thank you once again for watching us here.